I want to wish you all a very good morning and welcome to First Generation Celebration Week. After 20 years at Chapman, I can say that events like this are among my favorites because First Generation student is not just a box I checked off on a college application. It's who I am. And this very month marks 40 years since I officially became a First Generation student. On the very day that I was accepted to the University of Miami. It wasn't by email back then, of course. It was November 1985 on early decision day. My parents drove me the 125 miles from our home for my first ever campus visit. After a full day of interviews and activities, we were gathered in a large lecture hall where one by one our names were called, and we were given an envelope with our admission offer and financial aid package for all 4 years. When I opened it and saw those words, "Congratulations on your admission," my world shifted. I had no idea what would come next, but I knew that in that moment, my life and the trajectory of my entire family had changed. My parents were hardworking people who had endured poverty and abuse as children during the Great Depression. My father left high school after 10th grade to support his parents and siblings. His dropping out was kept a secret from me, and I only learned of it when writing his obituary 2 years after I graduated from UM. My mother, though an excellent student in high school, never had the chance for college. My parents established with me early on that I would at least go to community college, but they didn't know how to get me into college, nor did they have the means to pay for it. So, like I suspect many of you, I learned by doing. After I was admitted to UM, I applied for 42 individual scholarships. I got 18 of them. And combined with my aid from UM and my Pell Grant, I was able to put together what amounted to a full ride. Tuition, books, room, and board for 4 years at the University of Miami.
Give it up for that.
But for other daily living expenses, think snacks, transportation, laundry, school supplies, entertainment, my parents could afford to give me only $50 a month. I looked up online how much that would be in today's money, and that's about $5 a day. That was the start of my first generation education. Not just for my bachelor's degree, but in life logistics. I learned how to stretch a dollar, how to stretch a day, and how to stretch myself. Navigating challenges is just what first generation students do. That's been true from my earliest days as a science teacher all the way to becoming a dean at Chapman, a position I never expected to be in and never aspired to. When I entered the University of Miami, I believed I would teach biology in secondary schools for my entire career. Every position I've had since has been the result of my continuing to pursue my education. First to a master's degree, then a doctorate, then postdoctoral training, and to walking through doors of opportunity even when what was on the other side was unknown. But for me, that first generation hardwiring comes with a few personality quirks. I am not tolerant, shall we say, of excuses or the status quo. If something doesn't make sense, I tend to say so, and sometimes with language that, how shall I say it, could be more professionally phrased. I code switch constantly to meet academic and professional expectations, but every now and then less eloquent words escape my lips. Perhaps it's because I'm a native New Yorker. Perhaps it's rough edges from being a first gen, but I tend to call things as I see them. And I still try to do things myself instead of hiring out the job. Just ask some of my staff and faculty who are here. Not too long ago, I was up 8 feet on a ladder in Reeves Hall, hanging an art display. She's nodding her head, by the way. Hanging an art display consisting of materials I had purchased from Amazon and the Dollar Tree. I was thrilled to have saved Chapman hundreds of dollars. My staff was just praying that I did not fall off the ladder. For them, it was nerve-wracking, but they didn't tell me how much until after I was finished. For me, it was a wonderfully enjoyable Wednesday afternoon. So yes, I can dress the part, I can speak the part, and I can think the part of a dean at a selective private university. But when the first-gen student slips out from under the business suit, not everyone is comfortable with her. And that's okay, because she is the reason that I am here. As the great philosopher John Osborne, who we lost this summer, you may know him better as Ozzy Osbourne, growled in his 2007 musical masterpiece, I Don't Want to Stop, from the Black Rain album. All my life, I've been over the top. All fired up, I'm gonna go till I drop. You're either in or in the way. Don't make me. I don't want to stop. That lyric is my first generation anthem. I don't stop. Being a first gen also made me fiercely loyal to the institution that invested in me. The University of Miami changed my life. It opened every door that followed, and I will always be proudly a Cane for life, even though now I'm a Panther by choice. My hope for every one of you here is that years from now, you will feel that same fierce loyalty and gratitude for your alma mater, Chapman University, that I do for mine. So what does being first gen mean to me now, 40 years later? It means pride in the quiet determination of families that make the impossible possible. It means gratitude for the faculty and especially the staff who help students navigate rules and policies and sometimes under challenging circumstances. And it also means responsibility to make sure that no student goes through college feeling lost or alone. That's why First Gen Week matters. It makes visible what can be invisible. It tells every first generation student, you belong here. Being first gen also means carrying the stories of those who couldn't go before you, while clearing the way for those who will in the future. It means knowing when to nod politely in the boardroom, when to boldly speak, and when to climb the ladder yourself. Just don't tell risk management you're doing it. And like Ozzy said, you're either in or in the way. Don't make me come after you for stopping. You have earned your place here. Now it's your turn not to stop. In closing, I want to thank you all for letting me share my story with you today. And I want to congratulate you on the story that you are creating. And I hope that someday you will share your story with others. Thank you.